Baby, please don't do it again. Baby, please don't do it again. Billo, please don't do it again. Baby, please. Kudi laki wangu bomb pataka.
In February 2016, documentary filmmaker Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy won Pakistan's second Oscar. Her expository documentary, titled A Girl in the River, The Price of Forgiveness, chronicled the murder and survival of Saba Kaisar. The documentary and subsequent Oscar win intensified discourse about the practice amongst Pakistanis. An honor killing is the homicide of a member of a family or social group by other members due to the belief that the victim has brought dishonor upon the family or community. The death of the victim is viewed as a way to restore the reputation and honor of the family. In Saba Kaisar's case, her father and uncle plotted to murder her because she eloped with a man she loved. Through her death, the family would rectify the dishonor she brought upon them by going against their will and entering what her village elders considered a perverse relationship. Honor killings are not always caused by direct actions like marriage. They can be products of mere suspicion or accusation. Basically, it comes down to what the killer, and by extension the community, considers dishonorable. Women who were sexually assaulted, attacked on social media, or simply in the wrong place at the wrong time are just as likely to die in the name of honor.
अगर मैं लड़का भी देखता तो उनको भी मार देता, इनको भी मार देता, दोनों को ही मार देता मैं.
The documentary begins with a bleak preface. These facts are not surprising to Pakistanis. The majority of the country is definitely aware of the prevalence of this practice, and only 51% of the population thinks that they should rarely or never occur. Obaid-Chinoy is committed to allowing Saba to explain her experience to the audience from her own perspective. This gives her agency and power, which highlights the lack of control she has over taking her father and uncle to court. The evidence against the perpetrators is outlined near the beginning of the documentary through interviews with police investigators, doctors, and Saba's family members. It is confirmed that her father and uncle met with her under the guise of forgiving her for marrying outside the norm, but instead shot her one time in the head and stuffed her unconscious body into a bag, which they threw into a nearby river. Incredibly, Saba survives, swims to shore, and seeks help at a local gas station. This exceptional story leaves viewers craving an epilogue. After medical treatment, Saba stays in a guarded room. Her father and uncle are at large, and her safety is currently the responsibility of the government. Obaid-Chinoy includes scenes with her husband, which is significant because while women often die for honor, the men implicit in their downfall fade into unaccountability. Here, the audience sees that Saba and her husband genuinely love and support each other. It is difficult for audience not to empathize with her over her family. The documentary takes a structural turn when Saba's family is interviewed. This reveals beliefs about honor killings which are ingrained into Pakistani culture.
नहीं सी पता ये काम होने वाला मैनू पता हुंदा ते मैं काम क्यों होने देती मैं तो फिर भी मां सा मैं डांट लेती समझा लेती पर फिर मियाँ की आंखों में तन्नू पता है ये तो होता है ना इसलिए पर गैरत का मसला कोई औरत नहीं कहती है एक दूसरे की मतलब औरत हलथाई हो जाए ये बच्ची है ये ऐसा काम करेगी इसके पिटाई ना होगी इसकी भी पिटाई होगी ये अच्छे तरीके से मेरे पास रहेगी इन्हें अच्छे तरीके से शादी करूँगी सब कुछ.
Pakistan is a collectivist patriarchal society. Across all socioeconomic levels, women are expected to uphold the reputation of their family and community. In many cases, this requires women to be modest, subservient, and silent. In all cases, young women are expected to obey their parents and be aware that their actions and words carry the potential to bring on dishonor. In the early 2010s, the pressure upon women to live fearfully began to decrease. Figures like Obaid-Chinoy and Malala contributed to a growing shift away from conservatism in the country. Social media propelled it into a discussion. Through Twitter, Facebook, and other platforms, young women expressed restricted feelings from resentment to sexuality while being safe behind screens and aliases. Of these users, some became social media icons.
I don't know what's wrong with the government. Like, मैं एक ही बात बोलूँगी कि they can stop to people go out, but they can't stop to people love. Like, वो लोगों को प्यार करने से नहीं रोक सकते, कुछ भी कर लें. Like, लोगों को प्यार करने से नहीं रोक सकते. Like, सिर्फ घटिया और idiot politician ही ऐसी politics करते हैं. I hate it. इमरान खान को देखो, at least इमरान खान ऐसे काम नहीं करता. इमरान खान ऐसे काम नहीं करता. That's why I always support to इमरान खान. इमरान, Happy Valentine's Day. I know आप अकेले हो, आपका कोई वैलेंटाइन नहीं है. मेरा भी नहीं है. I'm also alone. And I don't want you to be my Valentine. I just want you to be mine. That's it. I just want you to be mine forever. Not for one day. No. इसलिए मैंने आपको वैलेंटाइन का ऑफर नहीं किया.
Nicknamed Pakistan's Kim Kardashian, Qandeel Baloch dominated social media via her flirtatious persona and readiness to discuss controversial issues. I remember watching her videos with a mixture of secondhand shame and guilty jealousy. It was counterintuitive to be a passive voyeur. I felt confused about why she was acting this way, and was simultaneously resentful that even if I wanted to, I just wouldn't, ever. Everyone had an opinion on Qandeel Baloch. Like Kim Kardashian, she became famous for being notoriously unapologetic. She soon became a prominent social media celebrity in Pakistan. This is not a sex tape, but it was extremely scandalous when it came out.
नबी साहब ने मुझे बहुत बुलाया. मैं जब चांद देखने के लिए आए थे तो उन्होंने मुझे फोन्स किए, बहुत ज़्यादा कॉल्स की कि मोहतरमा कंदील साहिबा आपकी तरह मैंने पूरे चांद देखने के लिए आप आए और मेरी ख्वाहिश है कि चांद देखने से पहले मैं आपको देखूं. एंड देन उस टाइम पे नहीं आ सकी. आई वाज सो बिजी. आई वाज इन लाहौर फॉर शूटिंग. एंड उसके बाद भी काफ़ी दिन राब्ते में रहे. एंड देन अभी फाइनली मिलने के लिए आ गए, बिकॉज आप लोगों की इतनी ज़्यादा ख्वाहिश थी, इतने ज़्यादा आप लोगों के ट्वीट्स आ रहे थे, इतने ज़्यादा आप लोगों के मैसेजेस आ रहे थे कि जी मुफ्ती अब्दुल कवी साहब से आप कब मिलने जा रही हैं. सो फाइनली मैं मुफ्ती अब्दुल कवी के साथ हूँ. एंड यू नो व्हाट,
मैं इनका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ. मैं इनका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ.
He is too good. Oh my God, I can't believe कि ये कितने अच्छे हैं.
मैं इनका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि ये मेरे हाथ तशरीफ लाई. मैं आजकल एक मारूफ जो चैनल प्रोग्राम है उसके अंदर मजहबी हवाले से आ रहा हूँ.
After the video of Qandeel Baloch and Mullah Abdul Kavi went viral, the public media became extremely interested in her. She appeared on talk shows and news channels, all with the same unabashed confidence she expressed in her self-generated content. Soon, investigative journalists uncovered copies of her passport and personal information. It broke that her real name was not Qandeel Baloch. She lived in a conservative part of Multan, Punjab. She came from an underprivileged family of 9 siblings. She was not well connected. Everything she had achieved had come from herself. Now, everyone in the country knew where she really came from, and this made her more of a cultural icon. But this meant that everyone knew who her family was too. Everyone knew who raised her.
Did you ever think that this was going to put Qandeel's life in danger?
If I had an inclination, I wouldn't have done the show.
The one thing that keeps coming up every time we speak to anyone about this case is that the media is hugely complicit in Qandeel's murder.
I don't know. I think that's no sweeping statement to make. I interviewed Benazir as well, and then she got assassinated. I mean, am I responsible? Doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just a job that I do.
The local media went to the length of uncovering her passport and publishing details about her private life.
don't mix up two things. I mean, you have paparazzi in Britain, for God's sake. What kind of details do they dig out? What kind of a bikini is she wearing, and you know, whether that's a pink bikini, polka dot bikini. I mean, don't blame the local media.
Months after Obaid Chinoy won an Oscar for A Story of Survival in 2016, Qandeel Baloch was strangled in her sleep by her brother in the name of honor. She was gone overnight. This means that despite a freshly motivated argument against honor killings in Pakistan, the country's most famous social media star could not survive it. Her killing inflicted a ripple of fresh fear in Pakistani women. This exemplifies the lack of real change documentaries can have on the communities and issues they are representing. At the end of her Oscar acceptance speech, Obaid Chinoy states that the Prime Minister of Pakistan will reform the law surrounding honor killings. She is referencing what is known as forgiveness law, the implications of which are seen in the last half of her documentary. Part of Sabah Kaisar's story is realizing that taking her attackers to court is not a veritable choice in the eyes of her community. By the end, she is convinced to forgive them, even though that is not how she actually feels. Documentaries and social media are effective in building awareness. The government and humanitarian organizations have been involved with this cause for generations, but 1/5 of the world's honor killings still take place in Pakistan. Progressive experts on the subject are largely unanimous in their opinion that a homegrown movement which emphatically denounces honor killings across all socioeconomic classes will likely make a difference. It also depends on the leaders of concentrated communities and families to educate their sons and daughters in the senselessness of violence and raise their children with respect, the way Sabah hopes to raise her own.
ऐसे रोज मेरे घर में कुछ देर बाद बच्चा पैदा होने वाला है। तो ये मैं कह रही लड़की हो, बहादुर हो, ठीक है। जो भी बात करे उनको काबू करो, ठीक है। बिल्कुल अच्छी बातें करे और जैसे कहे बड़ी हो, पढ़े लिखे, ठीक है। जो दिल चाहे नौकरी करे, जो उसका दिल चाहे वो करे। अल्लाह ताला ने देने हैं, हम कौन से कहे हमें बेटी चाहिए, लेकिन मुझे बेटी का शौक है।